Dear students, today I am going to talk about the first chapter from your English textbook, First Flight. The name of the chapter is A Letter to God by G.L. Fuentes. Gregorio Lopez Fuentes was a Mexican novelist, poet, and journalist. He was born on 17 November 1895 at Veracruz in Mexico and died on 10 December 1966. He wrote several books including A Letter to God, and he was awarded National Prize of Arts and Science in 1935. Dear students, can we write a letter to God? We know that we write letters to our parents when we are away from them. We write to our friends, our relatives. Sometimes we write to some officials, some institutions, and so on. Here in this story, our hero Lencho writes a letter to God, which is a strange experience. In the preamble of this chapter, we say, a person having a slightest faith, and if he tells the mountain to move away, and it would do so. And that's what Jesus has in the Bible. Even if you have the slightest faith of a mustard seed, tell this mountain to go away, and it would do so. With this introduction, I would like to begin this chapter, A Letter to God. Lencho was a farmer. His house was the only one in the entire valley. It was located on the top of a hill. He had a field, and he was expecting a good harvest from his field. And for that, he was expecting the monsoon so that he could get a good harvest. So, during the meal time, it began to rain. Big drops of rain began to fall. Lencho went out of the house to feel the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body. He exclaimed that the raindrops falling from the sky are new coins. He thinks that the big drops are 10-cent pieces and the little ones are 5 cents. What does it mean? Here, Lencho thinks that these raindrops are going to turn into money. That means he is going to earn a lot of money after the harvest. He was much satisfied to see the field of ripe corn with its flowers in that rain. But suddenly a strong wind began to blow and very large hailstones began to fall. Lencho was worried now. He wished if the rain would stop, but the hailstones rained almost for an hour. The whole field looked white as if it was covered with. The whole field was destroyed in the rain. Not a leaf remained on the trees. The flowers were gone from the plants. There was a total devastation of the field. Now he will have no food this year, even to maintain his family, and the family is going to starve. With this sadness, Lencho thought that there was only one who can help him in this situation, that is God, who sees everything. Lencho had a very strong faith in God. So the following Sunday, he thinks of writing a letter to God. He wrote that if God did not help him, his family and he would go hungry that year. He also wrote that he needed 100 pesos in order to cultivate and to survive the family until the crop was ready. Students, what's the meaning of pesos? Pesos is the currency of many Latin American countries. Thus, Lencho wrote the letter and addressed it to God. He wrote to God on the envelope and posted the letter into the mailbox. One of the postmen who took this letter from the mailbox started laughing to see the letter, and he took it to the postmaster, who also started laughing to see the letter which is addressed to God. But suddenly the postmaster became serious, and he thought that there is something which is important to note in this letter. The person who wrote that letter had a staunch faith in God, so he didn't want to disappoint the person who wrote that letter to God. So he came up with an idea. He decided to answer the letter. When he opened the letter, he came to know that the man is asking some money from God. The generous postmaster asked his employees to contribute some money. He also gave a part of his salary. Many of his friends also agreed to pay the money as an act of charity. But he was not able to collect 100 pesos. So, whatever money is collected, he put it in an envelope and signed it God. The next Sunday, Lencho came to the post office. The postman gave the letter to him. When Lencho opened the letter, there is not even the slightest surprise on his face because he was 100% sure that God would send the money that he had asked for. But when he counted the money, he became angry because there was not 100 pesos in the envelope. Lencho thought that God cannot make mistakes, so he wrote again to God, saying that he got only 70 pesos and he requested God to send the remaining 30 pesos directly to him. He requested God not to send the money through the mail because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Dear students, thus this chapter, A Letter to God, ends with an irony. The irony is this, that we blame the people who help us. Actually, the postmaster and his employees were trying to help Lencho, but eventually Lencho is blaming them as a bunch of crooks, thieves. That's what happens in our life even today. God cannot help us directly. God is not visible. We cannot experience Him directly. We believe that God exists as Lencho felt a strong faith in God and he got the money. But God always helps through human beings. God made the human beings as instruments to help one another. So, we need to have strong faith in God and we need to help one another. We need to respect our fellow human beings. Not only respect, but we also should be generous like the postmaster. We should always extend our helping hands towards the needy people. And that's what the message we get from this lesson, A Letter to God. Thank you.